You're coming from Estonia, the country that is considered to be one of the most, if not the most advanced in regards how far did it go on its path to the digital society. So one of the things you offer in Estonia is e-Residency. What exactly is e-Residency?
E-Residency is like a business citizenship, but you don't have to travel to Estonia. So you can access all our services in order to do like successful business via like digital ID card. So all Estonians have ID card, and we have e-Residency card, which doesn't have a photo on it, in order to remind people that it's not a classical citizenship. You can't vote, you can't do many things like citizen can, but as 99% of our public services are digital, then you can access like many of these services digitally from abroad, from wherever you live globally.
What are the advantages of being an e-resident of Estonia? Who would want to be an e-resident of Estonia?
It's actually a bit different regarding different countries. There are different benefits, so to speak. Of course, we have many promoters, e-residents, who kind of don't have any benefits, but they are fans of new ideas, new concepts, and they want to promote it. But many entrepreneurs, let's say I will take let's take digital nomads who travel, and freelancers. They are growing, these groups of freelancers. It's a huge trend. So they travel, they sell their personal services, like professional services, through e-Residency. You don't need any paper. You travel, you sign everything with the digital card, like on your computer. You don't have to print anything, to send anything. You can live like in wintertime in Thailand, during summer in Germany or whatever. The other thing, let's say Ukraine and Turkey, if they register the companies there, they can't access PayPal services. So if they register EU company in Estonia, they can access PayPal services, and etc. etc. These reasons are very different. Like in France and Germany, bureaucracy is very high. It's because there are more and more small size companies, and it's sometimes these conditions to register a company are very tough. Like you have to prove that you have a big office space, or you have to pay in like huge sum of money to register a company in Estonia. It's to register, you apply for e-Residency is like 100 euros. Then if you get your e-Residency card and you want to register a company, it's 190 euros. And then later, during 1 year, you have to pay in 2,500 euros into this account in order if you'd like to pay your dividends or anything. So it's quite normal kind of sums. That's why we say that e-Residency program, it democratizes entrepreneurship globally.
So this goes both for companies and individuals, if I understood you correctly.
Companies and
individuals.
Actually, we are. Of course, there are more and more individuals also, but it's not so much benefits for them. It's just that they can say that they are e-residents of Estonia, because they don't have these rights like citizens have, and if they don't have company, then there's not much to do with a card, actually. It's like a souvenir.
Okay. People tend to be kind of suspicious about any solutions that are done in the cloud, because always pops up, always the question of security, protection of data pops up. So how do you deal with it? Did you have any problems? Do you believe that the system is safe and foolproof?
Yes, Estonia is in cybersecurity #1 in Europe. So, and all Estonians kind of, I don't know how, but we all trust e-Estonia, these e-solutions. But of course, we get many questions. Like when we are talking about this, like, aren't you afraid that someone like accesses your data and does something with it? But we have the thing called X-Road. It's based on blockchain technology. So actually the data are like different. There are hundreds of servers, like private servers, and the data in there are like recorded like every second, And there is this blockchain technology guarantees that the data can't be modified backwards. So anybody can do this. So it's bulletproof. But of course, there might be to do.
In Estonia, you also have e-elections and many things you have. So one question that usually pops to everybody's minds is, why are these things happening in Estonia? And another question is, why only in Estonia?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. And I've been asking for myself also that how it comes that only Estonia. I don't know, perhaps we are so we want to be like the best, and kind of if we don't, because we don't have any natural resources, we're a small country, we have only these people and this land, very flat one, and thousands of lakes, and then you have to trust and go forward with the big ideas. So it's amazing, actually it's amazing, and we haven't done any researches, so perhaps we have to ask Estonians.
In your opinion, which country do you think comes closest to Estonia in terms of advancement towards the digital society?
I guess it's hard to say the closest, but very many Asian countries are dealing with this, like Singapore, China, Japan, everybody wants to do something. And Canada, we have lots of delegations from different governments actually visiting Estonia. And the problem is, or the biggest challenge for other countries is that we didn't have anything. Like when X-Road was launched, it was 2001. Our digital ID card was launched 2002. So we had to build them from the scratch. But currently the other countries, especially like big ones like Canada, they have already so many different systems, and it's so hard to put them together so they could function like one whole, like this X-Road. So that's the biggest challenge. But everybody, like all the progressive countries are dealing with these issues.
And what is the next step on Estonian path to the digital society? What's next?
Actually, our president, Kaljulaid, called just last week a big group of e-residency stakeholders from almost all the governmental organizations, a task force to work out e-Residency 2.0. What is e-Residency 2.0? So we are going forward all the time, because now the program has been working intensively for 2 years, and there are many risks also evolved, or we see clearly now. So we have to make it more safer, more that the trust could still be there, and it would inspire and empower all those people who could want to make their dreams come true. So, yeah.
Do you have any insights about how Slovenia is doing on that road?
Actually, no. And actually, I Googled. It's my first visit to Ljubljana and Slovenia. And actually, I felt very homey. And I see that you are also a small country. But I personally kind of felt that your business environment is so also developed and developing that perhaps you don't need this e-residency program. Perhaps you will have some other kind of... It's up to citizens, because we are dreaming of other countries coming out with their e-residency programs, because actually the power is for citizens, because they can vote, they can ask from their government, we need this, we want that. Because when Estonia was running EU presidency last year, we had lots of journalists coming all over the world, and when you really showed them everything from your mobile, what can you... I want this too. So if this will happen, that more and more people can ask these things from the government, so then when things start happen, that the power is for people, I believe into this. You have to believe, otherwise we won't make any change.
Okay, thank you very much for this conversation.
Thank you.